2023 is already looking like it's going to be an amazing year for adult games. Patreon continues to be the best space for new developers. My Game of the Year for the last 3 years have all been successful Patreons that have released on Steam, including 2022's Game of the Year, Fresh Women, which was also the top new Patreon game of 2021. Now, I can't tell you which of these new titles will make it to the top, but all of them have a novel idea or innovation that can propel them to breakout success by the end of this year. So here are the top 5 new Patreons of 2023 so far. At number 5, we have My Demonic Romance. This is a slice of life-ish adventure where you begin a relationship with your very own succubus. You control how dominant or submissive your interactions become with your new potential life partner, as well as how adventurous her interactions with others play out. I mean, this is a succubus, so it's not like she's going to make the best life choices on her own. This is actually a standalone project from the developer of Love and Sex Second Base. It will be interesting to see how this creator having 2 separate Patreons will work, given that most patrons are there to sponsor the developer and not just the game. But we'll just have to see how this Patreon grows as the game develops. My Demonic Romance is available for PC, Mac, Linux, and Android on their Patreon and itch.io. At number 4, we have After School Shrinking Adventure. In this open interactive game, you have shrunk and engaged with a now seemingly gigantic female character. This is one of the first popular games I've seen with the macrophilia flavor, which is not a surprise because the theme of giant woman has really been growing in popularity over the past decade. So if you're interested in a game that focuses on giant women and feet, then you absolutely want to check this one out. After School Shrinking Adventure is available for PC on Patreon. Next we have Star Periphery at number 3. This sci-fi adventure focuses on the femdom and foodadom flavors. I have to be honest, I didn't know there was a foodadom flavor, but the name seems to be pretty self-explanatory. So basically you play as a male protagonist, and there will be a ton of optional flavors surrounding being submissive to larger and more powerful characters. While you should expect to see degrees of optional humiliation and sissification, the developer has said that the game will not explore the transformation theme. If you're on the fence, the characters and backgrounds are really good, and this looks to be an engaging open-world style visual novel. Star Periphery is available for PC, Mac, and Linux on their Patreon. At number 2, we have the Sword Art Online parody, Sao Invisible Trap. This is an oblivious protagonist-style NTR game where Asuna is slowly seduced away from Kirito. I mean, the only thing that really surprises me is that there aren't more games like this. Seriously, the second season of Sword Art Online was basically an NTR arc. In full disclosure, I was a huge fan of Sword Art Online when I was in middle school. So I am actually really looking forward to seeing if this title can come to a satisfying conclusion. So far, I really enjoy the plot, the pacing, and the various corruption mechanics throughout the game. This developer also released another parody game on this Patreon, Chainsaw Man Hot Spring Travel, and so far I am really impressed with their work. While this is a Chinese language developer, they have brought in assistance for English releases, which is awesome. Sao Invisible Trap is available for PC on Patreon. And at number 1, we have The Horny Recruiter. This is basically a combination of Papers, Please and a casting couch. Now that I think about it, that may just be a casting couch with extra steps. This is from the same developer that made Lovecraft Locker Tentacle Lust, Strange Girl Studios, which was the number 2 new Patreon of 2022. I am clueless as to why they have a second Patreon, but I'm sure they have a good reason. This game promises to cover a huge number of flavors, with more than 60 applicants to vet, while using the utmost discretion and professionalism. Just pretend that you're not a scumbag, and distract people by removing half-elves from Dungeons & Dragons. The Horny Recruiter is available for PC and Android on their Patreon, with a playable version in browser available on itch.io. There you have it. So far we have a pretty varied selection of games, even if we are missing the college and furry flavors. I'm confident that the final 2023 list will be as strong, if not stronger, than what we saw last year. Let me know which new Patreon you're most excited about. I'd also love to know why you think developers would have multiple Patreons. I mean, I understand multiple Kickstarters, as each game is different, but Patreon is an ongoing relationship with a developer. However, I totally see how I could be missing something, so please let me know what your take is. What I do know for sure is that I am really excited to see what else will release on Patreon by the end of the year. And until next time, no shaming, just gaming.